Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back. I'm Elena, your host for today's lesson. If you're new to our community, we're dedicated to one simple mission, helping you master the English language, which is why we upload a new learning video every single day. Our goal is to help you grow your skills faster and achieve that natural, confident sound when you speak. In today's episode, we are moving beyond simple fluency and into the realm of true mastery. We're exploring something transformative, a shift in perception that can completely elevate the way you think, sound, and understand English. We are talking about advanced C2 level vocabulary. This isn't about learning complicated words to impress people, it's about gaining precision. It's about finding the exact word that allows you to articulate your thoughts, your feelings, and your most complex ideas with clarity and grace. You'll learn not just what these words mean, but how they feel, their subtle nuances, and how to weave them seamlessly into your daily life. This is not just a vocabulary list, it's a masterclass in sophisticated expression, a journey that will help you stop translating and start thinking at the C2 level. Before we begin this journey, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have pressed that bell icon so you never miss one of our daily lessons. Now, grab your notebook, focus your mind, and let's start building your advanced English vocabulary together. Imagine you are talking with a native speaker about your day. Instead of saying, "It was a good day," you might say, "The sunny weather felt propitious." The word propitious adds a layer of sophistication. It tells the listener that the day wasn't just good, it felt like a good omen, a sign of favorable things to come. That's the power of advanced vocabulary. It helps you express not only what happened, but the feeling and context behind it. Let's take another example. Instead of saying, "I'm tired," you could say, "I'm enervated." Enervated sounds stronger and more specific. It shows that you feel weakened, as if your very vitality has been drained away. When you use such words, you sound more expressive and natural. You show that your vocabulary matches your state of being. Now let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. The silence in the room felt propitious for a good discussion. I feel completely enervated by this constant noise. Her speech was incredibly moving. These sentences may sound simple, but they hold advanced word choices that make your English sound mature and natural. At the C2 level, vocabulary is not about memorizing complicated words. It's about precision, choosing the right word for the situation. For instance, the difference between happy and exultant is more than just intensity. Happy can sound mild, but exultant paints a vivid picture. It describes a feeling of triumphant joy, like you've just won a major victory. And sometimes advanced vocabulary is not about being formal. It's about being expressive, detailed, and emotionally accurate. Let's practice describing emotions. Instead of "I'm happy," say "I'm exultant." Instead of "I'm sad," say "I'm despondent." Instead of "I'm surprised," say "I'm flabbergasted." Listen to how each word paints a stronger image in your mind. Exultant means triumphantly happy. Despondent means a deep, heavy sadness where you've lost all hope. Flabbergasted means you are so surprised you are almost speechless. Each word adds color to your emotions. Now, let's make it more natural with short stories. Imagine this situation. Your team just won the championship in the final second. You could say, "We were exultant as the crowd cheered." Then imagine you've been hoping for a promotion, but it was given to someone else. You could say, I was despondent for a few days after the news. Or, when she told me she was quitting her high-paying job to become a painter, I was absolutely flabbergasted. When you connect emotions to real situations, these words become part of your thinking, not just your memory. At the advanced level, it's also important to understand nuance. Nuance means the small differences in meaning that change how a word feels. For example, new and novel seem similar, but new just means not old. Novel describes something that is new and also original, something we haven't seen before. You might say I bought a new phone, but you would say she created a novel approach to learning. Both are correct, but they create slightly different impressions. Let's try this. I'll say two sentences, and you think about which sounds more natural. He made a big change versus he made a radical change. The second sentence, radical, sounds more advanced and more specific. It shows the change was extreme and affected the very foundation of the thing. That's the beauty of advanced vocabulary. It adds detail and feeling to your language. Now, think about this sentence. She's a very good student. You can upgrade it to she's an unparalleled student, or even she's a prodigious student. These small word upgrades make your English sound elegant and polished. Let's practice together now. Say aloud after me. Her skill as a negotiator is unparalleled. It was a radical idea for its time. He is a prodigious pianist. Remember, fluency at the C2 level is not just about speaking fast. It's about speaking with clarity, precision, and richness. Now, let's explore a few more expressions that advanced speakers often use in daily life. Instead of saying, I don't know, you might say, that's not immediately clear to me. Instead of, I don't like it, say, I'm not particularly fond of it. Instead of, I'm busy, you can say, I'm rather tied up at the moment. Listen to the rhythm. It sounds more natural, more polite, and more confident. Let's practice conversational tone. Imagine someone asks you, do you like this movie? You could reply, it's all right. But at the C2 level, you might say, it made me rather pensive, but I wouldn't watch it again. That shows depth of thought. Pensive means you are in deep, serious thought. It means you can analyze and express opinions clearly. Another advanced phrase is it's somewhat equivocal. It means something is ambiguous or has more than one possible meaning. For example, if someone asks, what did the boss mean? You could say, his instructions were somewhat equivocal. These kinds of expressions make your English sound mature and flexible. Let's do a mini exercise together. I'll say a basic sentence and you try to upgrade it in your mind. It's good. You could change it to, it's stupendous, it's bad. You could say it's unconscionable, I'm happy. Try, I'm gratified. It's interesting. You could say it's riveting. These upgrades may feel small, but they change everything about how you're perceived as a speaker. They make you sound more sophisticated, confident, and thoughtful. And remember, using advanced vocabulary is not about showing off. It's about expressing your exact thoughts. It's about precision. When you reach this level, you stop translating. You start thinking in English. Every advanced learner needs daily practice to keep these words active in their memory. So, here's a quick tip. Choose 5 advanced words from today's lesson and try to use them in your conversations today. Write a short paragraph about your day using them. For example, today was stupendous. I felt so gratified to finally finish my report. The results were unparalleled. I was completely enervated by the end, but the positive feedback felt like a propitious sign for my career. That's how you make advanced words become part of your life. At the C2 level, it's also important to develop a strong sense of context. This means you don't just memorize advanced words, you learn when to use them. For example, the word fastidious means very attentive to and concerned about accuracy and detail. You could say, he is a fastidious researcher, which means he checks every single source and fact. But if you use fastidious in a casual sentence like, my cat is fastidious about her food, it suddenly sounds humorous and expressive. It paints a picture of a cat that will only eat one specific brand. That's what native speakers do. They play with words to match the situation. Let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. He is fastidious about his clothing. The document was checked with fastidious care. She's fastidious about keeping her desk clean. Each sentence shows precision and care. One of the key qualities of advanced English. Now let's look at another beautiful word, inexorable. It means something that is impossible to stop or prevent. You might say it was the inexorable rise of technology, or as the deadline approached, the pressure became inexorable. Using inexorable instead of impossible to stop makes your sentence sound natural and educated. Let's practice. The advance of the glacier was inexorable. It was the inexorable logic of her argument. The passing of the seasons is inexorable, but it teaches valuable lessons. Notice how the word carries a calm, powerful tone. This is the kind of depth you find at the C2 level. Here's another excellent word, oblique. It means not expressed or done in a direct way, indirect. You can say, she made an oblique criticism of the plan, which means she didn't say it was bad directly, but she hinted at it. Advanced speakers love words like this because they help express complexity. Real life isn't always direct, and neither is language. Now let's use oblique in conversation. His reply was oblique. I couldn't tell if he was serious or joking. The article made an oblique reference to the scandal. Try saying it aloud. It sounds natural, confident, and full of meaning. Next, let's talk about the word dilatory. Many learners know lazy or slow, but dilatory sounds more specific. It means slow to act or intended to cause delay. You can say the government was dilatory in responding to the crisis, or his dilatory tactics in the meeting were frustrating. Advanced English speakers often prefer words like this because they express ideas precisely and politely. Let's practice with short phrases. This dilatory process is costing us money. We need a more expeditious solution. A dilatory approach will not solve the problem. Now let's move to something more intellectual, the word erudite. Erudite means having or showing great knowledge or learning. You can say, I enjoyed the erudite conversation, or her blog is known for its erudite articles. It's one of those words that instantly makes your English sound wise and mature. Try repeating these lines slowly. He shared an erudite analysis of the film. That experience provided an erudite lesson. The professor was known for his erudite lectures. Do you hear how thoughtful it sounds? That's the rhythm of advanced English. Calm, thoughtful, expressive. Let's now build a short scene together for practice. Imagine you're describing your favorite author. Instead of saying, she was very smart, you could say, she was an erudite writer whose books were filled with knowledge. Now imagine you're describing a documentary you loved. You could say, the film was incredibly erudite, but it was also very entertaining. By using these words in real contexts, you'll never forget them. Here's another elegant word. Inexorable connects beautifully with consequence. You can say the consequence was inexorable. Every decision has consequences. He stopped practicing, so the inexorable result was that his skills faded. These are phrases that naturally appear in academic English and advanced discussions. Now let's try a practice challenge. I'll give you a simple sentence and you'll try to make it sound C2 level in your mind. Ready? He didn't sleep well. You could say he had a fitful night. She was very careful. Try. She was extremely fastidious. The view was nice. Try. The view was absolutely sublime. Let's do it again. It's not clear. You could say it's rather oblique. It's going to happen. You could say it's inexorable. He's a deep thinker. You could say he's remarkably erudite. These exercises help your brain make quick associations. When you practice often, you'll automatically reach for advanced words instead of basic ones. That's how you train your mind to think at the C2 level. Now let's explore a few more advanced words that appear often in daily English conversations. The word forthright means direct and outspoken, straightforward and honest. You can say, I admire her forthright manner, or let me be forthright with you. It's different from blunt. Forthright is positive. It shows confidence and honesty. Let's repeat. I appreciate his forthright feedback. She spoke in a forthright but kind way. Being forthright is a sign of respect. Next, protean, one of my favorite words. It means able to change frequently or easily. Versatile. You can say he's a protean artist, meaning he works in painting, sculpture, and music. Or her career has been protean, moving from science to politics. The more you practice such words, the more you'll notice them in native speech. Now repeat after me. He's a protean talent. This software is extremely protean. You need a protean mind to solve complex problems. Let's create a mini story using both words, forthright and protean. During the team meeting, Clara was forthright about the project's weaknesses. Her protean abilities made her valuable to the company. She could analyze data, design graphics, and present to clients with equal confidence. Do you see how words can build layers of personality, tone, and meaning? That's what separates advanced English from simple conversation. Let's move to a few academic style words that can also be used in daily English. Considerable means notably large in size, amount, or extent. For example, he inherited a considerable fortune. We spent a considerable amount of time on this. You could also use it in casual speech. This new plan will require considerable effort. Now, paramount is similar but used slightly differently. It means more important than anything else, supreme. You can say it is paramount that we remain calm. The safety of the passengers is paramount. When you're learning advanced English, focus on such subtle differences. They show depth and awareness. Let's do a small practice, big improvement. Try saying considerable improvement, important moment. Try paramount moment, big help. Try considerable help. Every time you replace big or important with a more specific word, your English becomes sharper. Now let's reflect on one more. Exhaustive. It means including or considering all elements or aspects, fully comprehensive. You can say the team conducted an exhaustive search. She gave an exhaustive account of what happened. It's especially useful in professional English or academic writing. Repeat with me. I wrote an exhaustive analysis. He gave an exhaustive list of reasons. We need an exhaustive review before making a decision. Let's add a short listening exercise for shadowing. I'll say a short paragraph and you can try to repeat along with me in rhythm. Learning vocabulary at the C2 level requires consistent practice. It's not just about memorizing definitions, but using words in real situations. When you read, listen, and speak with awareness, you'll notice subtle shades of meaning. Every word carries emotion, tone, and culture. That's what makes English so beautiful. Pause. Take a deep breath. Think about how far you've come already. You're not just learning vocabulary. You're learning how to think in English. Let's learn a few words related to personal growth, because advanced learners often talk about self-development. Indomitable means impossible to subdue or defeat. You could say she has an indomitable will to succeed, or he faced the challenge with indomitable courage. It's a strong, inspiring word. Now, assiduousness, it means showing great care, attention, and effort. Diligence. Through assiduousness, he mastered the violin. Assiduousness is key to mastering English. You can also combine them. She's indomitable because of her assiduousness. Try saying these sentences aloud. I admire her indomitable spirit. Assiduousness is a rare quality. He overcame challenges with an indomitable will and determination. These words are not just vocabulary, they're mindset words. They remind you how to keep going even when English feels hard. At the C2 level, you also begin to appreciate the elegance of subtle language. You start noticing that sometimes saying less can actually mean more. Take the word insinuate. It means to suggest or hint at something bad or unpleasant in an indirect and unpleasant way. For example, if someone says, "You seem to be avoiding the office," they might be insinuating that you're not working hard. You can say, "Are you insinuating that I'm lying?" Or his tone insinuated his displeasure. Words like insinuate help you communicate with nuance, especially about difficult topics. Let's practice this idea. Repeat after me. He didn't say it directly, but he insinuated it. The report insinuated that there was corruption. She insinuated that she knew more than she was saying. Every sentence shows how subtle communication can be. At the C2 level, subtlety is everything. Now let's explore another elegant word, elucidate. Elucidate means to make something clear, to explain. You can say he used a diagram to elucidate his point. He tried to elucidate the complex reasons. The professor's job is to elucidate difficult concepts. It's a sophisticated and natural way to describe communication. Let's practice together. I want to elucidate my reasoning. This document elucidates the new policy. Your example helps elucidate the idea. These phrases are perfect for daily use and they sound polished and natural. Next, let's look at cogent. It means clear, logical, and convincing. You can say she's a very cogent writer, or he provided a cogent explanation. Instead of saying he explained it well, advanced speakers prefer, he presented a cogent argument. Try saying this aloud. I'm learning to present my ideas in a cogent manner. She's a cogent speaker. He failed to articulate a cogent plan for the future. When you use such expressions naturally, your English becomes smooth, expressive, and powerful. Let's now connect these words in a short story to make them come alive. Imagine you are attending a meeting. Your colleague presents a new project idea. You notice that he speaks clearly, choosing his words carefully. Later, you might say, he elucidated his vision very well. His argument for the budget was cogent and persuasive. Or if his tone was unclear, you might say, he insinuated some people were not pulling their weight but didn't explain who. This is exactly how advanced vocabulary helps you analyze real-life situations more accurately. Now, let's move to another word that shows advanced awareness, perspicacious. Perspicacious means having a ready insight into an understanding of things. For example, that was a perspicacious observation. Her analysis of the market was incredibly perspicacious. It's a word often used in academic discussions, professional settings, and thoughtful conversations. Let's practice together. The book offers perspicacious insights into politics. He shared a perspicacious view on the matter. It was a perspicacious decision. When you add this word to your vocabulary, you begin to sound like a reflective thinker, not just a fluent speaker. Next, let's explore the word expound. It means to present and explain a theory or idea in detail. You can say, "Could you expound on your theory?" Or, "The CEO expounded on her vision for the company." It's one of the most useful words in advanced communication, both polite and academic. Try these lines. "Please expound on that idea. He expounded beautifully on the history of the art. I can expound further if you wish." Using expound instead of explain more makes your English sound instantly advanced and natural. Now, let's shift to a word often used by professionals. Effectuate. It means to put something into action or make it happen. For example, the committee's goal is to effectuate change, or we need to effectuate this new policy immediately. It's a powerful verb that shows you can move from ideas to action. Repeat with me. They effectuated the new system last week. It's time to effectuate these plans. The strategy was effectuated smoothly. Practice how the rhythm feels, strong and decisive. Let's combine these in context. During the meeting, the manager expounded on the new strategy. She presented a cogent plan elucidating the need for change. The team later effectuated the strategy effectively, leading to considerable improvement. This is how you bring vocabulary together, not as individual words, but as part of fluent communication. Another important concept for advanced learners is tone. The tone of your sentence can change based on the word you choose. Compare "I'm angry" with "I'm disquieted." Angry sounds emotional and strong. Disquieted sounds more controlled, suggesting a state of unease or worry. Tone helps you express your personality through vocabulary. Let's explore a few tonal upgrades. Instead of saying he's lazy, you can say he's apathetic. Instead of she's rude, try she's boorish. Instead of I'm scared, say I'm trepidatious. These choices reflect maturity. They soften the emotion while keeping meaning intact, or in some cases make it more precise. Try this mini practice. Repeat aloud. "I'm trepidatious about the interview. His boorish behavior at dinner was embarrassing. She seems apathetic about her future." Notice how sophisticated and natural these sound. Now let's move to another family of words, those used for describing change and improvement. The word metamorphose means to change completely in form or nature. You can say the experience metamorphosed his personality. Education can metamorphose a person's life. or they metamorphosed the warehouse into an art gallery. A similar word is burgeon, which means to begin to grow or increase rapidly, to flourish. The tech industry burgeoned in that city. Her confidence burgeoned after she won the award. Our understanding of language burgeons with learning. These words are often used by native speakers when they want to describe progress naturally. Let's practice shadowing together. My perspective has metamorphosed. His small business burgeoned into an empire. The town has metamorphosed over the years. These sentences help you sound thoughtful, mature, and fluent. Now an important advanced adjective. Groundbreaking. It means innovative, pioneering, or introducing new ideas. You can say she's a groundbreaking scientist. We need a groundbreaking strategy to win, or their discovery was truly groundbreaking. This is a must-know word for C2 level learners who want to express creativity and intelligence in discussions. Try saying these aloud. He's known for his groundbreaking research. Groundbreaking technology is changing our lives. They developed a groundbreaking new medicine. Let's connect these ideas in a real-world example. Imagine you're describing a company. You could say, over the years, the company burgeoned from a small startup into a groundbreaking leader in software. Their new approach metamorphosed the industry completely. This is how C2 level vocabulary helps you express not just facts, but stories filled with life and detail. Let's also focus on a useful word. Expeditious. It means done with speed and efficiency. She's an expeditious worker. This method is more expeditious. We need an expeditious resolution to this problem. When you use expeditious naturally, it shows logical thinking and clarity. Let's practice again. The new checkout system is expeditious. He's an expeditious problem solver. We need to find an expeditious solution. Here's a short challenge. Combine expeditious, groundbreaking, and metamorphose into one story. For example, our groundbreaking new software metamorphosed the entire workflow, making it far more expeditious than before. Try creating your own version of that sentence. It's an excellent way to lock the words into your long-term memory. Now, let's shift to words about human behavior and personality, an area where advanced vocabulary really shines. Compassionate means feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. You could say, he is a compassionate doctor. He responded with a compassionate smile. Or good leaders are compassionate. Let's practice aloud. Compassion is a sign of strength. She's a naturally compassionate person. He handled the difficult news with compassion. These words show emotional intelligence, a hallmark of fluent advanced English. Next, visceral. It means relating to deep inward feelings rather than to the intellect. She had a visceral fear of heights. He has a visceral dislike for dishonesty. It was a visceral reaction, not a logical one. Try repeating. My visceral instinct told me something was wrong. She has a visceral understanding of music. It's not logical. It's visceral. This type of vocabulary is common in everyday conversations among fluent speakers. Now let's use both words in a small practice scene. During the interview, she appeared calm and compassionate, listening carefully to every question. Her answers felt visceral and genuine, showing both intelligence and warmth. When you start speaking like this, you'll notice something amazing. You're no longer just translating your thoughts. You are expressing them directly in English with precision and personality. That's the true mark of C2 level mastery. Let's end this section with a small reflection exercise. Think about your own personality. How would you describe yourself using advanced vocabulary? Maybe you're indomitable, compassionate, visceral, or groundbreaking. Maybe you're cogent, perspicacious, or fastidious. Choose 5 words that truly represent you. Say them aloud. Feel how they sound in your voice. That's how English becomes not just a language, but part of you. At this level of English, your words are not just tools. They are reflections of your thinking. When you choose a word carefully, it reveals how clearly you see the world. Let's explore one of the most expressive words in advanced English: enthralling. Enthralling means capturing and holding one's attention. Fascinating. You might say, that biography was enthralling. Or she gave an enthralling speech about her travels. The word combines strength and beauty. It's persuasive, emotional, and intelligent all at once. Let's practice together. Repeat after me, slowly. That was an enthralling documentary. His performance was enthralling from start to finish. I found the topic deeply enthralling. Each time you use this word, you create a strong emotional connection in your listener's mind. Now let's explore another advanced word: labyrinthine. Labyrinthine means intricate, complex, or complicated, like a labyrinth. For example, the old city was a labyrinthine network of streets, or the legal system can be labyrinthine. This word brings precision and artistry to your descriptions. Repeat these with me. The plot of the novel was labyrinthine and beautiful. The story has a labyrinthine structure. His explanation was labyrinthine yet meaningful. Using labyrinthine helps you sound thoughtful and descriptive. Perfect for advanced English learners who want to express ideas clearly and artistically. Now let's connect these 2 words, enthralling and labyrinthine, in one story. The game was enthralling not only because of its action, but also because of its labyrinthine world. Do you hear how beautifully they flow together? That's how advanced vocabulary weaves emotions with logic. Let's move on to another refined word: understated. Understated means presented or expressed in a subtle and effective way. You can say, I admire his understated sense of humor. Or there's an understated elegance to her design. Understated is one of those words that show true language sensitivity. It means you notice the little things. Let's practice aloud. I noticed an understated sadness in his voice. There's an understated power in simplicity. His acting is understated but clever. These kinds of expressions make your English sound natural, effortless, and real. Now let's explore the word inexorable again. This time in a philosophical sense. Many things in life are inexorable. Change, growth, even mistakes. You could say it was inexorable that their friendship would fade after they moved. Or with assiduous practice, improvement becomes inexorable. Advanced English often blends language with reflection. That's how native speakers use vocabulary to express life, not just grammar. Let's create another cluster of advanced emotional words you can use in daily life. Unfeigned, veritable, and bona fide. These 3 words are similar but slightly different in feeling. Unfeigned means sincere and genuine. She showed unfeigned delight at the gift. Veritable means true, often used as an intensifier. The garden was a veritable paradise. And bona fide means genuine, real. He is a bona fide expert on the subject. Together, these words build emotional depth and connection. Let's practice softly. Her smile was unfeigned. His support was a veritable lifeline. They had a bona fide disagreement. When you start using these words, your sentences gain emotional realism. They feel alive. Now let's turn toward words that describe thought and understanding. An essential part of C2 fluency. One beautiful word is discerning. It means having or showing good judgment. She's very discerning. She has a discerning eye for quality. Or his comment was discerning and well thought out. Try repeating these. He's a discerning critic. Her observation was discerning and precise. You're very discerning. That's exactly right. This word makes you sound emotionally intelligent and observant. Qualities that make conversations deeper and more interesting. Another useful word is shrewd. It's similar to discerning but slightly more strategic. It describes someone smart and quick to notice opportunities. He's a shrewd investor. That was a shrewd move in the game. She made a shrewd decision. It's often used in business leadership or analysis contexts. It shows clever understanding. Let's try saying these together. You need to be shrewd in business. His shrewd analysis changed the discussion completely. She's known for her shrewd investments. Now let's explore metaphorical language. When words carry deeper meaning than what's said literally, for example, saying he is a rock, doesn't mean he is made of stone. It means he is strong and reliable. Advanced speakers often use metaphorical language naturally. Try saying, her words were a dagger to his heart. He's at a crossroads in his life. It's a double-edged sword. These expressions are all metaphorical and common in native English. Let's pause and reflect. At this stage, it's not about memorizing vocabulary lists. It's about using words to paint meaning, to create pictures in the listener's mind. Now let's work with a few advanced adjectives that can instantly enrich your expression. Alluring, bewitching, and spellbinding. All three mean something very interesting, but with slight differences. Alluring suggests attraction or temptation. The offer of a job abroad was alluring. Bewitching means enchanting or captivating, as if by magic. The melody was bewitching. Spellbinding means holding one's attention completely as though by a spell. The storyteller's tale was spellbinding. Let's practice these together. The idea was alluring. The music was bewitching. The performance was spellbinding. Say them slowly. Feel how each has its own emotional flavor. That's the texture of advanced English. Let's now explore the word ruminate. It means to think deeply about something. You can say, I need time to ruminate on your offer. Or, he sat quietly ruminating on his past mistakes. It's calm, poetic, and thoughtful, perfect for reflective conversations. Repeat after me. I often ruminate on the future. She ruminated on the best course of action. It's important to ruminate before you act. When you start using such words, your speech sounds calm, deliberate, and wise. Now, let's combine these words in a short reflection. Sometimes I sit by the window and ruminate on how time changes everything. It's spellbinding how people evolve, how relationships metamorphose, and how every experience becomes an understated lesson in disguise. Do you feel how that sounds like fluent storytelling? That's the sound of C2 level natural English. Let's move on to another advanced term, urbane. It means sophisticated, refined, and courteous in manner. You can say he has an urbane way of speaking, the host was urbane and charming, or his writing is urbane and polished. It's one of the most flexible adjectives in advanced English. Now repeat after me. He has an urbane taste in art. That's an urbane approach to the problem. The design is elegant yet urbane. This word brings grace and professionalism to your speech. It's perfect for both formal and casual conversations. Another beautiful adjective is mellifluous. It describes a voice or words that are sweet or musical, pleasant to hear. You can say, she has a mellifluous voice. His poetry is mellifluous and heartfelt, or sometimes silence is more mellifluous than words. Practice aloud. He's a mellifluous radio host. Her message was mellifluously delivered. The words were simple but mellifluous. When you use this word, you express not just clarity but emotion through language. Let's tie this all together in a mini exercise. Imagine you're describing a person who inspires you. You could say, she's a mellifluous and urbane speaker with a bewitching presence and a discerning mind. Her ideas are groundbreaking, and her approach to life is both understated and erudite. That's the richness of C2 English. Each word adds a layer of depth. Now, let's take a few moments to practice shadowing, repeating naturally with feeling. Advanced vocabulary allows you to express who you are with precision. It helps you describe your thoughts, your emotions, and your world in ways that sound natural, confident, and real. Pause. Repeat it again. Feel the rhythm. That's how fluency grows through sound, emotion, and repetition. Let's continue exploring words that describe the world around us. Placid means calm and peaceful, with little movement or activity. The lake looked placid in the moonlight. She spoke in a placid, calm voice. After the busy week, the weekend felt placid. Another similar word is halcyon. It means denoting a period of time in the past that was idyllically happy and peaceful. He remembered the halcyon days of his childhood. I enjoy the halcyon quiet of the early morning. Now practice these softly. The view was placid. I love the halcyon atmosphere of the small town. Her presence was calm and placid. These words are perfect for creating imagery. They bring poetry into your everyday English. Now a slightly stronger word, grandiose. It means impressive and imposing in appearance or style. The palace had a grandiose staircase. The orchestra's performance was grandiose. Using this kind of descriptive word turns your sentences into pictures. Let's imagine together we stood there in silence, watching the grandiose mountains rise into the clouds. Feel how the scene becomes alive. That's what C2 level English does. It allows you to paint with words. Language at this level isn't just about communication anymore. It's about expression, emotion, and artistry. The more you practice, the more your mind begins to think in this rhythm. Understated, mellifluous, enthralling, placid. When you reach the C2 level, vocabulary becomes your paintbrush, and every word you choose colors your communication with emotion, precision, and style. You start to realize that a single word can completely change the tone of what you say. Let's take the word precept. It means a general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. For example, I live by the precept of treating others with kindness. Or, the company's guiding precept is innovation. It sounds intelligent and reflective, a word used by people who think deeply about the world. Repeat with me slowly. That's an interesting precept. She rejected the precept that you must always be busy. The precept of do no harm is important. See how it adds calm authority to your language. Now let's explore another word, conundrum. A conundrum is a confusing and difficult problem or question. For example, it's a moral conundrum with no easy answer, or how to allocate the budget is a real conundrum. Thinking about conundrums is part of advanced communication. It makes people stop and reflect. Practice these aloud. It's a fascinating conundrum. Life is full of conundrums. His decision presents a conundrum for the team. Each time you use this kind of word, your English becomes not just fluent, but philosophical. Let's move to another important C2 level word, vacillating. It means wavering between different opinions or actions. Being indecisive. You could say, I'm vacillating between the two job offers. Or he kept vacillating on where to go for dinner. Native speakers often use this word when describing complex emotions. Try saying these. She's vacillating about the decision. I feel like I'm vacillating, unable to commit. His expression was vacillating, a mix of hope and fear. Words like this allow you to capture emotional layers that simpler words can't express. Now let's focus on a word that shows intellectual clarity. Methodical. It means done according to a systematic or established form of procedure. For example, he has a methodical approach to problem solving. Her methodical planning saved us time. Or the report was written with great methodical precision. Practice softly. I'm trying to be more methodical in my studies. He gave a methodical analysis. Her methodical skills are impressive. This word is especially useful for academic, business, or science discussions. It's one of the cornerstones of C2 communication. Another advanced and elegant word is vantage point. It means a place or position affording a good view of something. For example, from my vantage point, the situation looks different. Or traveling gives you a new vantage point on your own culture. It's simple yet powerful. It brings emotional and intellectual depth to your sentences. Try these with me. From this vantage point, you can see the whole city. We need to consider other vantage points. His vantage point on life changed after the experience. Vocabulary like this helps you sound balanced and open-minded. Now let's practice these words in a little scene. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend who's worried about your future. You could say, I understand why you're vacillating. It's a big decision. But from another vantage point, this uncertainty could be an exciting opportunity. See how natural that sounds? You've used 3 advanced words: vacillating, vantage point, and opportunity in one meaningful message. Let's now explore another powerful set of words: exact, veracious, and succinct. They may sound similar, but each has its own purpose. Exact means precise or accurate. I need your exact location. Veracious means speaking or representing the truth. It was a veracious testimony. And succinct means brief but complete. His email was clear and succinct. Repeat after me. Be exact with your measurements. The data must be veracious. Keep your summary succinct. These are essential words for any advanced speaker who wants to communicate clearly without confusion. Now let's take another. Contrived. It usually means deliberately created, rather than arising naturally or spontaneously. At a C2 level, it's used to describe behavior or tone. Her apology felt contrived. The plot of the movie was contrived and unrealistic. We must avoid creating a contrived or fake atmosphere. It's a versatile word that adds subtle meaning depending on context. Let's now explore a word that connects deeply with emotion. Wistful. It means having or showing a feeling of vague or regretful longing. For example, that song gives me a wistful feeling. He felt wistful as he looked at old photographs. It's poetic, emotional, and common in storytelling. Say these slowly. I'm feeling wistful today. She had a wistful look in her eyes. There's a wistful beauty in old letters. Words like these make your English sound human, heartfelt, and artistic. Let's move to inexorably. It's the adverb form of inexorable, and it means in a way that is impossible to stop or prevent. Inexorably, the night turned into day. He worked hard, and inexorably, his health improved. Disagreements are inexorable in any relationship. It's one of those words that adds grace to your expression. Calm, thoughtful, mature. Let's practice. Inexorably, we all get older. The company moved inexorably toward bankruptcy. He kept practicing, and inexorably he got better. Now let's discuss cardinal. It means of the greatest importance. Fundamental. Trust is a cardinal value in any friendship. Punctuality is a cardinal rule in his office. Freedom is a cardinal human right. Say these after me. Honesty is cardinal. Understanding the basics is cardinal for learning. Respect is cardinal in communication. These sentences sound both natural and powerful. Let's explore erudite again, but in a new way. You can use it for emotions, knowledge, or silence. She felt a profound sadness. He shared an erudite idea. There was an erudite silence in the courtroom as the judge spoke. It's soft yet intellectually powerful. A perfect word for advanced English learners who want to sound both calm and expressive. Now let's shift to another important area of vocabulary, expressing agreement and disagreement politely. Instead of saying, I don't agree, you can say, I take your meaning, however, I have a different vantage point. Instead of you're wrong, say I remain somewhat skeptical. Instead of that's right, try that aligns perfectly with my view. Practice these slowly. That aligns perfectly with my view. I remain somewhat skeptical. That's an interesting vantage point. These expressions help you participate in mature discussions without sounding too direct or harsh. That's the art of polite fluency. Now, let's practice a few advanced transitions that connect ideas smoothly. Moreover, nevertheless, in contrast, consequently, and on the other hand, these are vital for advanced writing and speaking. For example, the project was successful. Moreover, it was completed under budget. The weather was terrible. Nevertheless, we enjoyed the trip. He's very quiet. In contrast, his brother is very talkative. She didn't study. Consequently, she was nervous for the exam. Repeat each phrase softly. Moreover, nevertheless, in contrast. Consequently, on the other hand, these transitions act like bridges. They make your ideas flow smoothly from one to another, just like in native speech. Let's use them in one long paragraph for practice. Learning advanced vocabulary can be challenging. Nevertheless, it's deeply rewarding. Moreover, it helps you express emotions and ideas with precision. In contrast, learners who rely on basic words often struggle to sound natural. Consequently, those who practice daily begin to think in English without translating. On the other hand, skipping practice makes the process slower. Try shadowing that. Feel the rhythm of natural academic English merging with conversational tone. Now let's focus on another key advanced skill describing abstract ideas like motivation, change, and growth. Ambition means a strong desire to achieve something. Steadfastness means continuing even when things are difficult. Gratification means the feeling of satisfaction after achieving something meaningful. Repeat after me. My ambition is to travel the world. Steadfastness is essential for success. Finishing the project brought a deep sense of gratification. These are deeply emotional, motivational words. They belong to the language of dreamers, thinkers, and achievers. Let's blend them into a reflection. Every learner has a personal ambition. Through steadfastness, that dream slowly transforms into reality. And when you finally reach your goal, there's an unshakable sense of gratification, the quiet joy of progress. At this level, your vocabulary becomes part of your identity. It's not just about speaking well, it's about expressing your values, emotions, and thoughts with clarity. So let's end this part with a shadowing practice. Repeat naturally. Advanced vocabulary gives you freedom. It allows you to express what you truly mean, not just what you can say. It connects your heart, your thoughts, and your words, making your English not just correct, but alive. Pause, breathe, and let those words sink in. At the C2 level, you begin to feel how words shape your mindset. The way you speak becomes the way you think, and the way you think becomes the way you live. Let's start with one of my favorite advanced words, reverberate. Reverberate means to be repeated several times as an echo, but metaphorically it means to have continuing and serious effects. You could say, the impact of her speech reverberated for days, or his words reverberated in my mind. It's one of those words that gives your English emotional maturity. It shows that something didn't just make sense. It moved you. Try saying these aloud. His message reverberated with the crowd. That song reverberates with my own experiences. Or her kindness reverberated throughout the community. The word reverberate makes your expression sound soulful. It connects feeling and thought. Now let's explore another strong C2 level word. Genuineness. It comes from genuine, meaning real. Genuineness means being true to yourself, not pretending to be someone else. People appreciate genuineness. Her genuineness is what makes her so likable. In language learning, genuineness is more powerful than perfection. Practice softly. I value genuineness in friendship. Genuineness builds trust. His genuine nature makes people feel relaxed. When you use such words, you bring honesty and depth into your communication. Let's now move toward a word that connects deeply with creativity. Acumen. It means the ability to make good judgments and quick decisions, typically in a particular domain. You can say she has great business acumen. The design shows real artistic acumen, or he has strong political acumen. It's a beautiful word that captures both intelligence and imagination. Repeat with me. Acumen is essential for a leader. He handled the situation with great financial acumen. The project's success was due to her strategic acumen. This word is perfect when you want to sound sophisticated and thoughtful, especially in professional or academic discussions. Next, let's focus on mitigate. It means to make something bad less severe, serious, or painful. For example, opening the windows helped mitigate the smell. The new policy is meant to mitigate risk. Volunteering can mitigate feelings of isolation. It's one of those elegant, compassionate words that show emotional awareness and understanding. Try repeating these softly. This solution will mitigate the problem. A kind word can mitigate someone's sadness. We must find ways to mitigate the damage. When you speak like this, your English carries kindness and maturity. Now let's explore a word that describes personal growth. Ennoble. It means to lend greater dignity or nobility of character to something. Good communication ennobles the human spirit. Art can ennoble your mood. This course will ennoble your understanding of English. It's a graceful, motivational word that gives energy to your expression. Practice with me. I want to ennoble my mind with good books. That movie ennobled my perspective. Gratitude ennobles the soul. This word can transform even simple sentences into something inspiring. Let's connect, mitigate, and ennoble in a short reflection. When you mitigate someone's suffering, you ennoble their hope. When you mitigate your own anger, you ennoble your focus. When you learn to ennoble your thoughts, your entire life changes. That's what advanced English is. It's language with meaning and rhythm. Now, let's look at another elegant word, bolster. It means to support or strengthen. His new data bolstered his argument. The teacher bolstered the student's confidence. Her actions bolstered the team's morale. Repeat with me. Positive results bolster motivation. This evidence bolsters our theory. Practice bolsters your skills. You can feel the logic and clarity in it. It's one of those strong verbs that gives power to your sentences. Now let's explore tribulation. It means a cause of great trouble or suffering. You could say, the country faced many tribulations during the war. Tribulation teaches resilience. They grew stronger through shared tribulation. Try these aloud. Tribulation builds character. We all face tribulations in life. Through tribulation, we discover our inner strength. This word brings emotional depth. It allows you to express struggle in a dignified, reflective way. Now pair it with another important word, fortitude. It means courage in pain or adversity. Fortitude helps you keep going. She faced her illness with great fortitude. Fortitude is key to long-term success. Let's practice together. Tribulation builds fortitude. He showed great fortitude after losing his home. Life tests your fortitude, but it also rewards it. When you put these together, you create meaningful motivational English that sounds natural and real. For example, through years of tribulation, she found her fortitude. Her story bolsters the power of hope and steadfastness. And now let's move to another beautiful advanced word, indebtedness. It means the feeling of being grateful for help or kindness. She expressed her deep indebtedness to her mentor. Practicing gratitude changes your mindset. Indebtedness is a powerful emotion. Say these gently. I feel a strong sense of indebtedness for this opportunity. Indebtedness helps us focus on what truly matters. He wrote a letter expressing his indebtedness to his teacher. Indebtedness is one of these universal words that sounds kind. It softens your tone and opens your heart. Let's now practice linking indebtedness, fortitude, and tribulation together. Even during tribulation, maintaining indebtedness strengthens fortitude. Indebtedness helps you see light in the darkest moments. Fortitude grows when indebtedness becomes your mindset. See how natural and inspirational this feels. That's C2-level emotional fluency, intelligent yet deeply human. Now, let's add another refined word, sang-froid. It means composure or coolness shown in danger or under trying circumstances. She maintained her sang-froid during the emergency. He spoke with calm sang-froid. Good leaders keep their sang-froid in a crisis. Repeat softly. Sang-froid helps you think clearly. She handled the angry customer with sang-froid. Inner peace begins with sang-froid. These words, indebtedness, sang-froid, fortitude, they create not just vocabulary but character. Let's take a short reflective pause together. Imagine someone describing you as having fortitude, being cogent, and possessing sang-froid. It sounds powerful, doesn't it? That's what language mastery feels like. Strength wrapped in softness. Now let's explore another advanced but useful word. Undertaking. It means an effort, an attempt, or a serious goal. Learning a new language is a significant undertaking. She dedicated years to this scientific undertaking. Success requires a serious undertaking. Practice with me. I will continue this undertaking with dedication. Every undertaking teaches something new. Persistence transforms every undertaking into achievement. Let's connect it to another elegant word, zeal. It means great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or an objective. Her zeal for helping others is admirable. Zeal is what turns dreams into reality. He succeeded because of his zeal. Say these slowly. Zeal brings results. Without zeal, talent is wasted. Consistency and zeal lead to mastery. Now combine both words into one idea. Every undertaking requires zeal. Every goal needs patience and fortitude. Every moment of effort, no matter how small, brings you closer to mastery. Let's talk about virtuosity now. One of the most beautiful words in English. Virtuosity means great skill in music or another artistic pursuit. But it can also mean general great skill. Language virtuosity takes time. He achieved virtuosity on the piano through practice. True virtuosity begins with curiosity. Practice aloud. Virtuosity is a journey, not a destination. Every mistake leads to virtuosity. Through steadfastness, virtuosity becomes possible. At this level, your relationship with English changes. It's no longer about passing tests or learning grammar. It becomes an undertaking of virtuosity, of expression, of thought, of emotion. It becomes part of who you are. Let's reflect with a short shadowing practice. Learning English is not just about words, it's about connection, expression, and fortitude. Every challenge is part of your journey. Every sentence you speak is a step toward virtuosity. Take a breath. Feel how your English is expanding not just in vocabulary but in meaning, tone, and flow. At the advanced level, language becomes more than a skill. It becomes a bridge between your inner world and the world around you. The way you describe your thoughts reveals the depth of your understanding. Let's begin this part with one of the most graceful words in English, fortuity. It means a chance occurrence, especially a lucky one. For example, finding that rare book was pure fortuity. Life is full of moments of fortuity. Or it was fortuity that led me to this career. The sound of the word itself feels magical, calm, flowing, and full of wonder. Let's practice slowly together. It was pure fortuity. That discovery was a beautiful piece of fortuity. Sometimes life's best moments come through fortuity. Using this word gives your speech a poetic charm. It shows appreciation for life's unexpected beauty. Now let's look at another C2 level word, evanescent. It means soon passing out of sight, memory, or existence, quickly fading or disappearing. Something temporary but beautiful while it lasts. The rainbow was evanescent but unforgettable. Our youth is evanescent yet precious. Fame can be evanescent, but legacy endures. It's a deeply reflective word often used in literature and philosophical conversations. Try saying it with me. Beauty is evanescent. Moments are evanescent, but memories stay. The joy was evanescent, but it left a lasting warmth. Words like these make your English not just advanced, but almost meditative. They turn thoughts into music. Now let's explore revelation. It means a surprisingly and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. A moment when something becomes clear in your mind. She had a revelation about her true feelings. During the trip, I experienced a revelation about my goals. Sometimes silence brings the greatest revelations. Repeat softly. I had a revelation today. That moment was a true revelation. He described his journey as a series of revelations. This word is intellectual, spiritual, and emotional all at once. Perfect for thoughtful English learners. Now let's bring in another powerful word, impetus. It means something that makes a process or activity happen, or happen more quickly. That failure was the impetus for my personal growth. Her speech became an impetus for change. Failure can be an impetus for success. Practice with me. Every challenge can be an impetus for growth. He became the impetus for the new project. The event served as an impetus for improvement. This word makes your sentences sound dynamic and full of movement, like life itself. Let's now connect some of these words in one reflection. Sometimes fortuity brings us to people or moments that become the impetus for transformation. Those moments may be evanescent, but they often lead to powerful revelations that change how we see life. That's how C2 level vocabulary works. Not as isolated words, but as living ideas that breathe together. Now let's focus on another elegant word, quintessence. It means the most perfect or typical example of a quality or class. The quintessence of her art lies in its simplicity. He is the quintessence of a good leader. The quintessence of learning is curiosity. Repeat slowly. That's the quintessence of the problem. Simplicity is the quintessence of elegance. At its quintessence, kindness is strength. Using this word adds spiritual and intellectual depth to your expression. It's calm, wise, and timeless. Let's move to placidity. It's similar to placid, but as a noun, it means peace, calmness, or stillness, especially in the mind. I enjoy the placidity of the countryside. After the storm, the air was full of placidity. Meditation brings placidity to the mind. Practice these softly. I need a moment of placidity. The room was filled with placidity. She smiled with quiet placidity. This kind of vocabulary soothes the ear. It feels peaceful even when spoken aloud. Now let's explore seclusion. It means the state of being private and away from other people. But in a positive way, it's when you enjoy your own company or reflection time. She loves moments of seclusion. In seclusion, he found his inspiration. Seclusion helps you understand yourself. Try saying these. I enjoy peaceful seclusion. Seclusion is not loneliness, it's self-connection. In seclusion, wisdom grows. Using words like these transforms your English into something introspective and artistic. It becomes poetry in motion. Now let's go deeper into emotional awareness with the word languor. It means the state or feeling, often pleasant, of tiredness or inertia. A gentle, thoughtful kind of sadness, not despair, but quiet reflection. There was a touch of languor in the hot afternoon. The music filled me with sweet languor. Autumn always feels slightly full of languor. Repeat these softly. It was a languorous Sunday. His tone carried a quiet languor. Languor can be beautiful. It helps us feel deeply. This word reminds you that English at its highest level can hold both light and shadow within a single phrase. Let's now explore succor. It means assistance and support in times of hardship and distress. Music brings succor to a troubled mind. Her words were a source of succor. He found succor in his faith. Practice with me, I found succor in silence. Books offer succor to the lonely. Her friendship gave me succor when I needed it most. These words, languor, seclusion, succor, they create emotional harmony, a soft rhythm that feels deeply human. Now let's take a moment to practice reflection with these new words. Sometimes we find succor in seclusion. Sometimes we sit in quiet languor, remembering what once was. But even in those moments, there's a kind of placidity, the quintessence of being alive. Pause, breathe. Feel how your mind connects with the rhythm of the words. This is advanced English in its truest form. Emotional, balanced, and calm. Let's move to something more expressive now. Veneration. It means a feeling of great respect. Reverence. She looked at the ancient temple with veneration. He listened with veneration to the old master. Nature always fills me with veneration. Say these softly. I was in veneration of the view. He spoke with veneration in his voice. They stood in silent veneration. This word carries immense emotional weight, simple yet profound. Another word that pairs beautifully with veneration is deference. It means humble submission and respect. They watched the ceremony in deference. He spoke of his elders with great deference. There was a deferent silence in the holy place. Repeat these slowly. Deference for life keeps us humble. She bowed her head in deference. We must treat nature with deference. These words awaken emotional intelligence. They show that you see meaning, not just information. Now let's build a final reflection for this section. When you walk through a forest, you feel both veneration and deference, a quiet awareness of something greater than yourself. In that stillness, there's placidity. In that seclusion, there's peace. And in that silence, there's understanding. You see, this is what mastering English means. Not memorizing advanced words, but feeling them, letting them echo through your thoughts until they become part of your natural way of speaking. Every word you learn shapes your inner voice. It refines the way you express your joy, your sorrow, your wonder. And when that happens, you don't just speak English, you live it. At this level, your English begins to feel like music. Every word has its own rhythm, its own emotion, its own melody inside your voice. Let's begin with one of the most expressive advanced words, unutterable. It means something so beautiful, powerful, or emotional that words cannot describe it. You can say, the beauty of the aurora was unutterable. Her kindness left me with an unutterable feeling of gratitude. There are moments in life so unutterable that silence says more than speech. Repeat slowly. The view was unutterable. That moment felt unutterable. Some emotions are unutterable. This word allows you to express something beyond language. A moment where feeling is deeper than vocabulary itself. Now let's explore another elegant word. Radiant. It means glowing, shining softly, or full of light, both literally and metaphorically. Her eyes were radiant with excitement. The city looked radiant at dusk. He gave a radiant smile. Practice with me. The room was filled with radiant light. Her smile was radiant. The bride looked radiant against the dark sky. When you use radiant, your English becomes more visual. You start painting pictures with words. Next, let's move to placid again, but use it with new emotional depth. Placid means calm, peaceful, untroubled, but at C2, it also means emotionally composed. She remained placid during the chaotic meeting. His expression was placid as he listened to the criticism. There was a placid quietness after the argument. Repeat softly. I want to stay placid under pressure. The lake looked perfectly placid. She spoke in a placid tone. It's a word that balances strength and peace, a quiet confidence within calmness. Now let's learn consummate. It means showing great skill and flair, complete or perfect. You can say the meal was consummate. She is a consummate professional. The painting had consummate artistry, but at an advanced level, you can also use it emotionally. She has consummate taste. That moment was consummately joyful. He has a consummate understanding of history. Say these slowly with feeling. It was a consummate performance. Her skill is consummate. The dinner was consummate in every way. This word adds sophistication. It makes your English sound refined and elegant. Now let's move to a powerful emotional word. Fervent. It means passionate, enthusiastic, or full of emotion. She's a fervent believer in justice. He's a fervent supporter of the team. They share a fervent hope for the future. Practice these aloud. I'm a fervent admirer of her work. Her voice was full of fervent emotion. He pursued his dream with fervent dedication. This word helps you describe deep passion gracefully without sounding exaggerated. Now let's connect these words: unutterable, radiant, placid, consummate, and fervent in a single reflection. There are unutterable moments in life when the world feels radiant and placid, when skill becomes consummate and passion turns fervent. Those are the moments that remind us what it truly means to be alive. Do you feel how those words create both image and emotion? That's what C2 English feels like, language that moves and breathes. Let's now look at another advanced word, altruistic. It means kind, generous, or well-meaning, showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. She is an altruistic person. He made an altruistic decision to donate. They acted with altruistic motives. Repeat slowly. I want to be more altruistic. Her altruistic nature is inspiring. The gesture was simple but altruistic. When you use words like altruistic, you express not just meaning, but moral beauty, the goodness of character through speech. Another similar word is clement. It means merciful or lenient. The judge was clement in his sentencing. She showed a clement spirit by forgiving the mistake. It takes a clement heart to let go of anger. Practice these softly. Try to be clement even when others are unkind. His response was calm and clement. They praised her for her clement attitude. This is emotional intelligence expressed through vocabulary. Calm power wrapped in grace. Now let's turn toward another beautiful word transmutation. It means a deep, often gradual transformation. The book described the transmutation of a caterpillar. Traveling abroad caused a personal transmutation. His mindset went through a quiet transmutation over the years. Say these aloud with flow. Life is a constant transmutation. Learning brings transmutation of thought. Her voice has undergone a beautiful transmutation. This word adds poetic rhythm to your English. It sounds almost alive when spoken slowly. Let's pair it with surpass. It means to rise above, to go beyond limits. She surpassed all expectations. Art has the power to surpass cultural barriers. They tried to surpass their previous record. Practice with me. We must surpass our own limitations. Love surpasses boundaries. Music surpasses all languages. The more you speak like this, the more your English feels free. Not confined by simple translation, but filled with life. Now, let's practice combining these words together in meaning. Through transmutation, we learn to surpass fear. We become radiant, placid, and altruistic. Not because life is easy, but because we learn to grow through it. Pause. Reflect on that rhythm. It's not just vocabulary. It's wisdom expressed through words. Now let's turn to a few advanced verbs that help you express emotion and observation in everyday conversation. Recall, muse, and espouse. Recall means to remember something with clarity or emotion. I can't recall his name. She recalled her trip with fondness. I can still recall the smell of the ocean. Try saying them. I recall that moment perfectly. He recalled the incident with a laugh. Sometimes I recall things that taught me important lessons. Next, muse. It means to think deeply about something, to be absorbed in thought. He mused on the strange dream he had. I often muse on what the future holds. She sat in silence, musing on his words. Repeat these softly. I muse before I make a big decision. He mused for hours about the problem. She mused on the possibilities. Muse has a quiet strength. It shows depth and reflection. Now espouse. It means to adopt or support a cause, belief, or way of life. She espoused the cause of environmentalism. He espoused the principles of free speech. They espoused a simpler way of life. Practice with me. Espouse your values. Espouse the unknown. He learned to espouse every lesson life gave him. Now let's combine all three. Sometimes we recall what we've lost, muse on what we can change, and espouse a new way forward. That's advanced fluency. Words becoming philosophy. Let's go deeper into emotional language with susceptible. It means open, exposed, or easily influenced. Oh, it's okay to be susceptible to beautiful music. She spoke with susceptible honesty. Being susceptible to new ideas is a strength. Say them softly. I feel susceptible to criticism sometimes. Susceptibility creates connection. He was brave enough to be susceptible. Native speakers often use this word when expressing emotional truth. It's real, human, and deeply powerful. Now let's reflect with a short, shadowing paragraph. At the heart of fluency is susceptibility. The willingness to speak even imperfectly to express emotion without fear. To be yourself in another language. That's where genuineness lives. Pause. Breathe. Let the words flow gently through your mind. This is language as meditation. When you reach this depth of English, you begin to understand that words carry energy. Some words heal, some inspire, and some reveal parts of you that you didn't even know existed. Let's start this part with one of the most thoughtful words in the language. Contemplative. It means looking inward, examining your own thoughts, feelings, and motives. She became more contemplative as she got older. I spent a quiet evening in a contemplative state. Writers are often contemplative. They observe their inner world as much as the outer one. Repeat softly. I'm feeling contemplative today. He's a deeply contemplative person. Her contemplative nature helps her write poetry. Using this word gives your English emotional depth. It shows that your thoughts have layers, not just surface meaning. Now, let's explore another beautiful word, reminiscent. It's similar to contemplative, but it means looking back on the past with reflection or evaluation often fondly. The artist's reminiscent painting showed her growth over the years. He wrote a reminiscent essay about his life. At the end of the year, I always feel reminiscent. Say these slowly. It's a reminiscent view of my childhood. She spoke in a quiet, reminiscent tone. His book offers a reminiscent look at his travels. These words, contemplative and reminiscent, balance the present and the past. They create a thoughtful harmony in your expression. Now let's move to a word that captures emotional strength. Impassive. It describes someone who endures pain or difficulty without complaining or showing emotion. He remained impassive as they announced the winner. She faced the challenge with an impassive expression. Being impassive doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you stay steady when you do. Repeat after me. He's known for his impassive demeanor. She stayed impassive through the criticism. Sometimes being impassive helps you lead. This word reflects inner strength and quiet courage. Two qualities that define emotional maturity in language and in life. Now let's learn pellucid. It means clear, easy to understand, or full of light in thought or expression. Her writing style is pellucid. He had a pellucid memory of the event. She spoke with pellucid clarity. Practice softly. I try to keep my thoughts pellucid. The idea was presented in a pellucid way. Pellucid communication is powerful and elegant. It's one of these words that combines intelligence and simplicity. It shines through calm clarity. Next, let's explore systematic. It means logical, well-organized, and coherent in flow. Her argument was systematic and easy to follow. He spoke in a calm, systematic manner. A systematic approach makes communication clear. Say them aloud. Keep your ideas systematic. She wrote a systematic review. He's a very systematic thinker. Systematic and pellucid often work together. One for thought, one for expression. Now let's introduce another intellectual word. Subtlety. It means a subtle difference in meaning, tone, or feeling. She understood the subtlety of his humor. There's a subtlety between being confident and being arrogant. His acting captures the subtleties of human emotion. Practice with me. I love the subtlety of her phrasing. Every language has its own subtleties. Understanding subtlety is key to fluency. At the C2 level, you live in subtlety. You begin to see that words don't just have meaning, they have texture. Let's connect these in a reflection. Fluency is not just about words, it's about subtlety. The ability to feel the small shifts in tone, emotion, and rhythm. When your speech becomes pellucid and systematic, when you understand the subtleties of expression, you begin to sound truly natural. Now, let's explore ingenuous. It means honest, open, and sincere, often in a naive or trusting way. She gave an ingenuous smile. I appreciate your ingenuous feedback. He spoke ingenuously about his hopes. Say these slowly. Be ingenuous but kind. While her ingenuous honesty was refreshing, he's known for his ingenuous nature. Advanced English loves this word because it expresses truth with humility, honesty without harshness. Now let's learn fastidious again, but in a fresh way. Fastidious means extremely careful and detailed, not just about work, but also in thought or planning. She's fastidious about her grammar. He's a fastidious planner. Fastidious attention leads to virtuosity. Practice with me. Be fastidious in your practice. Her fastidious effort resulted in a perfect score. Every fastidious learner becomes fluent. At this level, you start connecting discipline with language, not rushing, but refining. Next, let's discover doggedness. It means persistence, determination, and the ability to keep going despite challenges. Her doggedness helped her finish the marathon. He approached learning with quiet doggedness. Success demands both patience and doggedness. Say these softly. Doggedness turns effort into achievement. He's known for his dogged spirit. Her doggedness is what I admire most. Doggedness combines strength and consistency, the two pillars of fluency. Now let's bring in mettle. It means courage and strength in facing adversity. She faced the situation with remarkable mettle. Mettle helps us endure difficult times. He showed great mettle during the negotiation. Repeat these aloud. Mettle builds fortitude. Inner mettle keeps us calm under pressure. True mettle is silent but strong. Doggedness and mettle are like companions. One moves you forward, the other keeps you grounded. Let's combine them in a small reflection. Fluency is not built in a day. It's built through doggedness, the daily effort, and mettle. The calm strength to continue, even when progress feels slow. Now let's move to something more expressive. Mimic. It means to imitate or follow someone's example in order to achieve similar success. She tries to mimic her favorite author's style. He mimicked his mentor's speaking patterns. Children often mimic their parents. Practice with me. Mimic the habits of successful learners. He mimicked her confidence and improved. To grow, we must mimic excellence. It's an active, forward-moving word, one that helps you talk about learning and improvement. Now, let's learn nurture. It means to develop something carefully over time. A skill, an attitude, or even a relationship. She nurtured her talent. He nurtured a love for gardening. We should nurture gratitude every day. Say these softly. Nurture your vocabulary. Nurture kindness and understanding. Fluency is nurtured through daily practice. It's one of those beautiful, gentle words that connects growth, care, and purpose. Now let's learn saturate. It means to become deeply involved in something, to surround yourself completely. She saturated herself in the local culture. He's fully saturated in his new project. To learn effectively, saturate yourself in the language. Practice aloud. Saturate yourself in English daily. He's saturated in his studies. Saturation leads to understanding. Saturate shows commitment. It means learning not from the outside, but from within. Let's connect these three in a single reflection. To become fluent, you must mimic native rhythm, nurture awareness, and saturate yourself in real English. Don't chase perfection, nurture progress. Now let's explore mellifluous again in a deeper way. It's not just about beautiful speech. It's about speaking with grace, empathy, and confidence. She spoke with quiet mellifluousness. His mellifluous tone calmed the audience. Sometimes silence is the greatest eloquence. Repeat softly. Mellifluousness begins with clarity. True mellifluousness is not loud, it's sincere. Your voice can carry a mellifluous quality when your heart believes in your words. Now, let's reflect together in a soft practice paragraph. Every time you speak, you create art. Every sentence carries energy, emotion, and intention. The more you listen, the more you feel, the more you nurture your own mellifluous voice. And when your speech becomes natural, calm, and expressive, you'll realize you've already reached fluency, not through effort, but through presence. Pause. Breathe. Let that thought rest gently in your mind. At this stage, your relationship with English is no longer about studying. It's about feeling the language flow through you. Every sentence becomes a mirror of your thoughts. Every word a reflection of your emotions. And this awareness is the quintessence of virtuosity. Let's begin this final part with a profound word. Sagacious. It means having deep understanding or awareness. Often after learning or reflection, she became more sagacious through her travels. He offered a sagacious piece of advice. The discussion was open-minded and sagacious. Say these slowly. I'm becoming more sagacious every day. A sagacious mind listens before it speaks. Education leads to a sagacious society. When you use this word, your English sounds calm, wise, and balanced. It shows you're learning not just to speak, but to understand. Now let's explore another refined word, evanescent, which we touched on earlier, but now we'll use it as a metaphor for life itself. Every moment is evanescent, yet every memory eternal. Happiness may be evanescent, but gratitude makes it last. The sunset's beauty is evanescent, reminding us of time's gentle rhythm. It's a word that teaches softness, the acceptance of life's passing moments with peace, not resistance. Now let's learn transitory, another word meaning short-lived, temporary but graceful. The feeling of disappointment was transitory. Fame is transitory. Purpose endures. They shared a transitory yet meaningful connection. Say these softly. Feelings are transitory. Life's beauty is transitory but precious. Let go of transitory worries and hold on to lasting values. These words, evanescent and transitory, carry wisdom in simplicity. Let's move toward a powerful emotional word, aplomb. It means calmness and balance, especially under pressure or emotional stress. She handled the difficult question with aplomb. Aplomb is peace in the middle of chaos. He spoke with aplomb even when challenged. Repeat slowly, I want to live with aplomb. He maintained aplomb through the entire ordeal. True confidence is silent aplomb. This word brings serenity and composure into your language, a mark of deep self-awareness. Now let's explore probity. It means honesty, moral strength, and consistency between your words and actions. Probity is doing the right thing. Even when no one is watching, he's respected for his probity. Language fluency without probity lacks meaning. Say these gently. Probity creates trust. She's known for her probity and grace. Probity gives value to success. When you speak with probity, your voice carries genuineness. People feel truth in your words. Now let's turn to another timeless word, commiseration. It's more than understanding. It's feeling what someone else feels. Commiseration connects hearts beyond language. He listened with deep commiseration. Without commiseration, communication loses its soul. Practice with me. Commiseration builds bridges. True fluency requires commiseration. Her commiseration made her words healing. This word reminds us that language is not just sound, it's connection. Let's blend commiseration, probity, and aplomb into one short reflection. Fluency is not only the art of expression, it's the balance of aplomb, the honesty of probity, and the kindness of commiseration. These qualities transform speech into understanding. Now let's move to acuity. It means the ability to judge wisely, to recognize truth and depth beyond appearance. He made his choice with acuity. Acuity comes from experience and reflection. In communication, acuity means knowing when to speak and when to listen. Say these aloud. I value acuity over judgment. Her acuity makes her a good leader. Acuity grows with silence and observation. It's a word of emotional intelligence, calm and wise. Now let's explore fortuitous again, but now use it to close the circle of our learning journey. Every discovery in language is fortuitous. Sometimes mistakes lead to fortuitous understanding. Your journey toward fluency has been full of fortuitous lessons. Repeat softly. Learning is a fortuitous adventure. Fortuitous moments make life magical. Be open to fortuity. It often leads you where you belong. Let's now introduce inexorable one last time. Not as fear, but as peace. Growth is inexorable when you stay consistent. Change is inexorable, but how we respond defines us. In learning, mistakes are inexorable and progress follows. Say these aloud. Fluency is inexorable when passion guides you. Change is inexorable. Resistance only slows it down. Patience makes inexorable growth peaceful. The word itself carries quiet strength. It reminds you to trust your journey. Now, let's reflect on everything we've learned through this masterclass. From fastidious to indomitable, from mellifluous to placid, from subtlety to fortitude, from altruistic to unutterable. Each word you learned was more than vocabulary, it was a new way to see life. You didn't just expand your word bank, you expanded your perception, your emotional awareness, your ability to express indebtedness, vulnerability, and clarity. And that's what true C2 English fluency means. Emotional intelligence through language. Let's take a moment to practice a final reflection together. Language is not only about communication, it's about compassion. Every word is a seed. When spoken with kindness, it grows understanding. When spoken with patience, it builds connection. When spoken with truth, it creates peace. Pause. Let that reverberate. Now imagine you're speaking English naturally, effortlessly, without fear. You describe your day with clarity, your thoughts with depth, and your emotions with grace. You use words like stupendous, pellucid, erudite, and clement not to impress but to express. You speak with aplomb, commiseration, and confidence. You no longer learn English, you live in English. Let's practice one final series of sentences to lock this journey into memory. I speak with confidence and compassion. My words reflect clarity and calmness. Every day, my vocabulary grows stronger and my heart more fluent. Now say softly, I am fluent in understanding. I am fluent in expression. I am fluent in peace. And so we come to the end of our session. But this isn't truly an end, is it? It's a new beginning. It's the moment you stop being just a learner and start becoming a connoisseur of the English language. The goal of this masterclass was never to memorize, it was to internalize. The words we practiced today, erudite, pellucid, sagacious, fortitude, are not just items on a list. They are now part of your mental toolkit. You have unlocked a new level of expression, the ability to articulate your inner world with the sophistication it truly deserves. Your mission now is not simply to practice, but to notice. Listen for these words in the world around you, in podcasts, in films, in literature. Feel the specific gap they fill. And then, when the moment is right and the feeling is genuine, use them. Use them to make your ideas more cogent, your compassion more articulate, and your perspective more deeply understood. This is the true power and the real joy of C2 mastery. Thank you for dedicating this time to your own growth. I'm Elena. If this deep dive into the art of language truly reverberated with you, let that feeling be the impetus for your daily growth. We will be back tomorrow with another lesson to continue the journey. Until then, speak with intention.